Thank you for calling. For service, press 1. For sales, press 2. For parts, press 3.
Thank you for calling. How may I help you?
Sales, please.
I'm one of the sales managers. How can I help you?
Curious. I seen a vehicle on the website, and I was hoping that you could tell me a little bit about it.
Certainly. Give me 1 second. We get over into that screen. What vehicle were you looking at?
It was a 2018 Ford EcoSport. And I got a stock number for you if that would help.
Let's see if it just pops up here. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and give me that. Let's see what we've got going on here. What information can I get for you on the vehicle, sir?
Can you just tell me a little bit about it? It's got 96,000 miles. Why did they trade it in? Is it nice? Just a little bit about it.
Well, I've never personally been in the vehicle, so I can't tell you that. I can go off what I can see on my screen. What I can do is I can have one of my sales guys go out and do a walk-around video of the vehicle for you. I can tell you it looks like we acquired the vehicle, let's see here. Looks like we bought the vehicle from auction.
Okay.
So it was not a trade-in.
Okay.
But I can definitely have a walk-around video done of the vehicle. That should be able to give you some information on the condition of the vehicle.
Okay. What's the best price that you all can do on it?
Well, just to let you know, we do price aggressively in the market. So on this one, for instance, I'm 500 miles out. So on 2018 Ford EcoSports, we're price ranked number 1 in 500 miles. So we do price aggressively in the market right out of the gate.
Okay.
We have to. That's where most of our business is from the internet. So I'm not going to say we'll be inflexible on pricing, but generally you're talking hundreds of dollars, not thousands.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just calling from a couple hours away, so it's hard just to pop in. So that's why I was asking about the price.
No. Yeah. And again, so generally speaking, I would never ask anybody to agree to a price side of the thing. Okay. So generally speaking, what we do, especially with out-of-state customers, which is this a good phone number for you? The 765 number?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're calling from what, Tennessee?
No, it's up here by Indianapolis.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I do look familiar. I lived in Greenwood, so
Okay.
I couldn't remember where I saw the number. I haven't been there for 18 years, but I lived there for 8 years. I know it looks familiar. So what I'll do is I'll have one of my sales guys do a walk-around video for you and go over the condition. Again, if the condition isn't what you think it should be, then it's hard to look at a vehicle like that anyways. So let's look at the condition of the vehicle first. And then if you want us to go over pricing, we can do that at that point before you make the trip down here.
Okay. All right.
Get some basic information from here.
Okay, and then I'm gonna look at one thing real quick.
Yeah.
And it was owned in Florida. It looks like.
Yeah. That's what. If you're looking at Carfax, you're looking at the same thing that I'm looking at. So.
And y'all do a lifetime warranty?
So on this, yes, this would still qualify. You've got a lifetime powertrain warranty on anything that is 5 years or newer, under 100,000 miles. So currently, this still qualifies. In a few days, it will not. So once the year turns over to 19, it'll be, to 24, it'll be 19 or newer. So it's 5 model years or newer, under 100,000 miles. So where this is still under 100, it would still qualify for that.
Okay. And do you have to service it there to get it?
You do not.
Okay.
No. So in essence, it's engine, transmission, front rear drive axle. For the life that you own the vehicle, it is not transferable. It's a $100 deductible associated with it. It's through a company called TWS, Total Warranty Services. So it's a contract with you. It's good anywhere in the United States or Canada. All you have to do to keep it in effect is maintain all your manufacturer recommended services.
Okay.
So if it's listed in the manual at that mileage increment, you're supposed to have that service done. You have to maintain that and keep your records. So you can't do like back air oil changes and stuff like that. You have to take it someplace that's going to print you out records to keep, right?
Okay.
But it does not have to be brought here to have the services done.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do, because like I said, I'm probably 4 hours away. I'm going to try to call a few more dealerships, and then I will call you all back.
Okay, so you don't want me to send a video yet?
No, I mean, I can look at photos online. I was just, photos can only do so much of video. That's why I was just asking. But no, I'll call a few people, and then we'll call you back.
All right. Well, you have a very wonderful day.
You too.
Bye.
So he was a manager. You could tell he's probably been doing it a long time. He didn't introduce himself, which that's the first thing that you always want to do when someone comes into the dealership, when you're talking to them on the phone, is you always have to introduce yourself. The next thing you always want to do is, just in case we get disconnected, what is your name and number? And you always want to get that information. Something that he did later on in the phone call is he assumed that his caller ID was right. Well, it's wrong because I'm calling from like a different number. So you never repeat the number that shows on their caller ID, because what if it's a friend's phone? What if it's a work number? What if it's just whatever other number that somebody might have that doesn't actually go to that person? You always get them to repeat it or to say it. And then after that, if they give you a number that doesn't match up with your caller ID, you also bring up, well, I noticed you gave me that number. Is that your cell phone? Oh, perfect. And what is this number, the 765? And then they're like, well, that's my work number. Now you have two different phone numbers to get in contact with that person versus one. And now you know what that other number is as well. So sales is a contact sport. You need to get as many ways to get in contact with them. So next thing is, he didn't make any small talk getting to know me. When he's saying that I'm pulling up a vehicle, and that's fine, you can be pulling it up, but while you're pulling it up, you have to make some small talk and get to know people. He didn't even get my name. So you got to take time to get to know people. If you build a relationship with somebody, I promise you it's easier to get that person to say yes to you versus didn't take the time to get a number, a name, ask any personal questions, get to know me. It's he talked about what he wanted to talk about, and that's it. EcoSport, he said, well, I'll get one of my sales guys to do it. He can say that, that's completely fine. But in my opinion, what I would do if I was the manager is if I picked up the phone, then I'm going to be the one doing it. I'm not going to pass the buck to somebody else. That's something that I would not do because I'm taking the time to build a relationship, not the other person who I don't even know. A question that I always ask everybody, and I don't know why more people don't do it, is what do you like best about that vehicle? Again, you need to get this person to sell you on why they are calling for this vehicle. You have to understand why they are interested in this vehicle. Bought it online at an auction. He said no trade in. He said he prices their cars very aggressive. That's a very common question that people get, and that's how they handle it is we price them very aggressively. It's a statement, nothing wrong with saying it. As something that I would say is, we use a very expensive software tool, and it tells us where we need to price cars to sell them extremely fast. Does that make sense? You always want to use a tie down to make sure that the prospect understands what you said and they agree with it. By just making a statement that really doesn't satisfy anything in the prospect's eyes, it might not even really answer their question. What's the best that you can do? Well, we price them very aggressive. It really doesn't answer their question. So you can make the statement, but then you always want to use a tie down. Does that make sense? Well, yeah, that makes sense. Perfect. Then you move on, but you don't move on. It's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. Well, let me ask you this then. If I can get the manager to take off 50, $100, maybe even 150, could we earn your business? Would you put down a deposit, and when would you come in? I will always ask for the commitment and try to get that person to, closer down the sales funnel, getting closer to a sale versus just making a statement and not knowing really what that statement does to the prospect. Next thing is, and he said that we price them very aggressive. It's priced within 500 miles and we're priced number one right out of the gate. Not saying that we're not flexible. So he should have not said that, in my opinion. Not saying that we're not flexible, but, yeah. And then you need to see it in person. And then he said, well, where are you calling from? The 765. Well, we're a few hours away. That's why it's so important to taking time to get to know people right out of the gate, so you don't say, well, just stop in. Because if they're 3 or 4 hours away, most likely they're not just going to stop in. So by knowing that, it's like a trial lawyer. You don't say things that you don't know the answer to. That's why it's important to take the time to get to know people. So, and then you take control, where it's like, well, what I would like to do is this. I'm going to send you some photos, some more detailed photos, and also a personalized video of the vehicle so you can see it in person without really being here. Would you like that video? Of course. And in the video, I'm super excited. I'm transferring my excitement to the prospect. A sale is just a transfer of emotion. That's it. I need to transfer my excitement to the prospect. And then he said that, he used to live in Greenwood. The video is going to go over condition. If you had to, what I would do right now is I'm personally going to walk outside with you on the phone, and I am going to walk over the entire car with you and point out any flaws. That's service. Right now I called him on his work phone. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to call you on your cell phone, and then you can pick up. And then what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to use my cell phone. I'm going to call your number, and then he's going to be like, yeah, that's me calling. Go ahead and pick up real quick. And then now I'm on that cell phone, and then I'm going to walk outside, and I'm going to point out everything wrong with the car, and that's service. Instead of saying, well, somebody else is going to do it, that's an option that you can do. Something that I brought up that he did not bring up is a lifetime warranty, because I seen it on the website. That is a huge selling point that not every dealership does. So I would have brought that up first in the conversation. If you have a company that gives you some type of free warranty, why would you not want to bring that up? That is selling. That is selling benefits. That is, a customer, whenever they buy a used car, they're always thinking, how was it taken care of? And how do you make them feel good about that? Is by saying, we're going to give you a free warranty. That is huge. So I would have brought that up. And then, I even had to bring up, do I have to service it there? The customer shouldn't have to ask all of these questions. You as the salesperson or the manager should have brought all of this up to make them feel good in here. And if they feel good, they're getting closer and closer down the sales funnel. So, I would also brought up, are you going to trade anything in? Because again, I'm going to get that person down the sales funnel. Are you going to be paying cash or financing it? So I'm going to ask all kinds of qualifying questions to gather information. I always give the analogy, a car sale or any type of sale is like putting a puzzle together. You're going to build it from the outside and build it in, and then you got a beautiful puzzle put together. And that's how it is sales. By not taking time to get to know people, not asking good questions, you're just literally just kind of winging it. And that's not a good thing. Winging it doesn't do that good in life. You need to be prepared. And the more prepared you are, the better the chances of you selling that person. And then also, I was like, well, I'm just going to call you back. didn't say, oh, don't do that. We're the only person that you need to get in contact with. And I'll tell you why. It's because we provide amazing service here before and after the sale. And let me explain to that. The last car that you bought, did the salesperson call you back and say thank you? Did they call you back a couple months and just check up on you? Have they called you years after you bought it? Probably not. That's what's going to make me different versus everybody else. Would you like to buy a vehicle from a dealership that's going to provide amazing service before and after the sale? That's what you need to sell is yourself. You need to sell the dealership. I hope this call has brought some value to you and taught you some things to do. He was a very good, experienced person. He could have tweaked some things to make it better, but I'm glad that I'm calling and helping you all who watch these videos get better, because every day we need to get better, and by getting better each and every day, you're going to be amazing in a month or 2 months from now. Don't be the person to spend 5 or 10 years in whatever industry you're in and to wake up and you have 1 days of experience multiplied by years or a decade. Don't be that person. We all know those people in every sales industry that's been doing it forever and they just have average numbers. You want to have your numbers going up. And how do you do that? By being prepared, by making every call your masterpiece, by maximizing it and always be closing. You got to be getting the sales funnel starts up here. You need to get them through. You need to go down. And at the end of the call, that's what you need to ask yourself is, how did I do? You need to critique yourself. How did I do? Is that person closer to buying from me or not? And that phone call, I am not closer. So if you need help, please reach out to me. Phone number 502-802-9469. Have a great day.